question. So.
What kind of relief was it to see Terrence Smith run down the field with that football to get you guys right back in the game after that interception?
Well, you know, we're a team, so the offense gonna do their job, defense gonna do their job, but I'm so happy that he's my brother. And that was obviously a big turning point in the game, and it gave us some juice.
What did you say to him after that? After the game?
Very relieved, came out and gave him a hug? No, he came to me actually because I was out and you ready to shake the field goal team's hand, and he said, I told you I got your back. You're my brother, and that's how it is at Florida State. We're a family, man.
You were surprised when you got blocked on the sideline by players that never ran out of bounds?
No, I wasn't surprised. You know, this is an intense rivalry game. You know, people gonna try to take cheap shots, but you know, that's respect. I mean, he got to, hold down his territory, but he got a good 15 yards.
You take that as a compliment, though, so had to take a shot, even to take that as a compliment.
I mean, I don't know what it was, but I just know we got 15 yards. Well, you know, like it's a new scenario every game, but you know but the same thing is always room for improvement. So we're just gonna take this good win against Florida and look toward the next game against Georgia Tech, and hopefully I can now turn the ball over and get us some touchdowns in the second half.
James, you said before, sometimes you're conflicted on whether you go from big play or whether you go from safe play. Where were you with that today?
I think I was pretty consistent. You know, I made a few mistakes that hurt us, but you know, like I say, it's a family year, and the defense had my back, offense had my back, offensive line did a great job, and wow, that was good again.
Jameis, it seems like every time you throw nickel or touchdowns, you throw it in spurts. They come in pairs. What do you attest to that?
Well, you know, I'm just blessed to have him as a tight end. You know, I wish we could line him up in the slot and throw him, you know, all types of routes as a wide receiver because he's so talented. But I mean, that guy's amazing. He gets in the trenches and blocks, and then he goes out. He's the best tight end in college football.
James, you guys are the only team left standing undefeated. How hard is it to keep this streak going as a quarterback of the team, especially that's getting scrutiny for who you play, when you play, but you're 12-0 no matter what?
Well, you know, we're not thinking about the streak. We're thinking about the next game. And, you know, being 12-0 doesn't mean nothing to us if we slip up and get a loss. You know, so obviously that means a lot for the fans. You know, us being undefeated, and a lot for the seniors that have been undefeated the past 2 years. So. You know, we're not worried about, you know, no pressure about being undefeated. You know, that's just Florida State Summit. I had one against Louisville. You know, I had 3 picks against Louisville, and 4 picks today. But you know, it's like I said, there's always room for improvement. And the guys, they got my back. You know, I'm not a selfish person, so me having 4 interceptions, you know, it's not gonna kill the team. So we're gonna be up cheering the guys on, and you know, and we got a big group. You know, and I know I gotta get better at my performance. You know, so I can lead this team in a better way. But hey, like I said, we pulled things together, and we got that win.
James, what did you learn about this team this year as you went throughout the regular season?
Well, you know, our time span isn't over yet. So I got so much more to learn about this team. You know, obviously the ACC championship is gonna be a big game for us, and us winning the state championship, beat Miami and Florida, you know, just to see the passion of these guys. And like I say, you gotta give a shout out to the seniors. You know, for 2 years in a row, they protected their house and you know everyone else's houses. So you know, shouts out to them. You know, what a special group.
James, you said it into the defensive players and everything you guys that really offensive struggle.
Oh yeah, I told them I'm gonna protect the ball. After my 3rd pick, I told them I'm gonna protect the ball. You know, it's crazy you throw 3 picks in the first quarter. It's wild. You know, I was like, wow. But you know, like I said, I got to keep the intensity up. You know, I can't let guys see me, you know, struggling. You know, it's like people can say, "Oh, James is struggling on the field," but I'm never gonna let my morale as a person, my ego change because of a bad performance by me. You know, so my job as a quarterback is to lead the guys, and sometimes I ain't lead by example, but you know, I still lead mentally.
And Terrence Smith really kind of sparked the guys.
You know, that was a big changing point in the game. Like I said, it's a team effort. You know, and we actually converted a good bit of 3rd downs too. So definitely winning in the red zone and third downs helped us out.
2 more questions.
When your running game will get 180 yards, just how does that help the offense?
Well, you know, like I say, Dalvin Cook, Carlos Williams, Freddie Stevens, and Martin Fender, you know, we're so dynamic in that backfield. I hate we lost Carlos early in the third quarter, but I mean, the way that those guys just bounce back and keep playing, you know, and at the beginning of the year, people would try to say Florida State's running game isn't good enough. You know, we always you know, fighting back with the critics and the haters and showing people that we can do everything.
Did you think this might be your final game?
Oh, of course not. I don't think about stuff like that. You know, I'm thinking about this season and finishing this season. I'm not thinking about anything like that.
Did you ever be able to limit Rashad Green tonight? Would you have to do anything special to limit Rashad Green tonight?
What?
Were they being able to do anything to limit Rashad tonight?
Well, yeah, they tried to cover him a good bit. You know, he actually got held on one play across the middle pretty bad. But, you know, like I say, one person don't run this game. You know, and when they try to take away somebody else, Nick O'Leary, boom, huge game. You know, so like I say, we're a family. You know, and if you try to take away somebody else is always going to step up.
Well, if there was 1 or 2 seniors you could have back next year, who would they be?
I can't make no decision on 1 or 2, but I love my squad. You better believe that. I love my whole team, and well, our team. And you know, you just can't think about a team so successful. Like first team in Florida State history to have 2 undefeated regular seasons. I mean, those guys are special. You know, so even the walk-ons, I want those guys back because those guys know how to win, and those guys have played a big part in this family and getting what Florida State has accomplished over a few years.
James, at the end of the game, fireworks in the air,
Hey,
last drive on defense.
It's great to be Florida. You know?
Thanks, James.